Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for education and technology only. So recently, I have shared that 星期 to DanTian is just natural lower abs breathing. And today, with today's sports science and technology, we can actually verify it with the handling of the heart rate variability, and the VO2 max. So I have received many messages from our traditional Chinese martial art friends, Qigong friends, and Wing Chun friends, and have many discussions. However, what I found out is that most people still don't understand what I'm presenting. Most people get into the state of the mindset of they think they understand what I'm saying, but actually they don't. So today I like to share with you to make things clear on this 星期 to DanTian stuff. So there are a few points here I want to get into with you. We need to know this. If we don't know this, it is just a disaster. We're not going to go anywhere. Okay? One cannot just, like you heard what I'm saying here, and start speculating without experience, without knowing what it is, and thinking one know. And that just exactly go back to what before I sharing on this. So let's go. The first thing is 星期 DanTian. 星期 to DanTian is just basic stuff. Really basic stuff. Okay? One of the critical issue, this is extremely critical, is in past 100 years of traditional Chinese martial arts. Many people thinking 星期 DanTian is some kinds of ultimate or magic where it can make one turn into the Superman. And once one have it, one can, like in the movie, fighting for hours and have this magic chi power. That is a disaster. It is a critical disaster because that just shows that these people have no idea what it is. So if we don't know what it is, we can keep thinking something which is not real at all. And it's going to mess everything up. So it run into the situation of it is no longer what is the ancient Chinese teaching. It is not according to the reality because it cannot be verified with science. While the ancient Chinese teaching and the science, they are actually matching. So this is extremely critical. We need to know what the heck is 星期 to DanTian is. Okay? We need to be able to clear our mind to just learn what it is instead of we heard about the terms and then suddenly like a new term VO2 max, and then suddenly then we think we know. In fact, we have no idea what it is. Okay? So it is an education problem that people don't think properly, don't know how to use the thinking properly in today's world. So that's the first point. The second point I'm presenting on this thing is not to preserve my lineage. It is to know what it is, what the ancient is talking about. And then we can jumpstart it. Make it works for everybody. Improve it. Say in Wing Chun you have 6 million people today. Okay, you just have 10% of the 6 million which is interested in Wing Chun. The rest is just one for recreations. Then you still have what? 600,000 people. Or you say that, oh, I just only have 1% of the Wing Chunner which is interested in Wing Chun. Then you know what? 1%? You still have 60,000 people. So this 60,000 people, we want to give them the proper informations so that they be able to grow, to proceed, to make use of it. 60,000 people is a lot of people, a lot of talents there. And we want to have all these talented people to continue on, to improve, to grow, to expand Wing Chun. So it is not about preserve. Preserve what? If we want to preserve, we better go, might as well just open a museum. Okay? You just preserve whatever thing in the museum. What is the point to put in this YouTube as an education and technology channel, like what I'm doing here? We want everybody to know what it is, to be able to use it, to be able to improve it. That is the bottom line of this channel. Sure, I get a direct line transmissions from Yikam, very clean transmissions. 5 generations from the Cho family, from Yikam, directly to me. It's really clean, really clear, really solid. But I'm not interested to sell those things, those titles or those things. Why? You got a Wing Chun in a very critical condition now today. You have 6 million people out there. Is that my lineage is more important, my title is more important, or your benefit is more important? Of course, it's your benefit is more important. I'm 60 years old, I might die tomorrow. So big deal. All this title, all this lineage stuff. But you're going to live. Wing Chun is going to live, isn't it? So let's make this thing clear, okay? If anybody want to study what the ancient stuff, go to museum. Don't watch this channel. This channel is for live people, for live art. We want to jumpstart the thing, make the best out of it. Nothing to do with any lineage. Every lineage has to do good. Because only everybody do good, we are good. What's the point that if I put myself on the pedestal and then people like to brush the wing with me and then everybody's screwed? That's not the proper way to do things. The proper way to do things is to get everybody good. Okay? So that's the second point. So do not mistake me like because I present this, then you want to get closing to me or have a relationship with me, and then you think you can gain things. No, you won't. You will hear about stories that in the past I kick out even grandmaster if they don't follow the rules of objective and scientific. Okay? Now, the third is knowing and experience what is Xing Qi before speculate. We need to know what we are talking about. We need to experience what we are talking about without making assumption before we speculate things. Say the other day I'm talking about VO2 max. Well, will you stand in your EG Kamyangma and take your VO2 max and your heart rate variability and doing all kinds of experiments and experience that lower abs breathing, natural lower abs breathing? Will we do that? Or we don't do that, we just go speculate on things. If we do that without experience and speculating, without knowing what it is, we are just passing misleading information out there. We're going to screw people. Okay? Number 4, we get to face it. Today's scientific, the Western sports science, is much more internal than the so-called internal art today. Why? Didn't we know now that if anybody who say that they can sing qi to DanTian, we can use Western sports science to check their heart rate zone, their VO2 max, and we can explain why is that happen, so we can explain the cause and effect. While the so-called internal, mostly what people say, they just use term, sing qi to DanTian, using qi, not using strength, using yi, not using strength. But what the heck is that? Well, because nobody know what it is, so that you cannot reproduce it. You cannot repeat it. So always it's just the grandmaster know it. It's like the what? The story of the what? The emperor's new dress. So we need to face this, okay? And of course, I'm saying this thing here is like I even will get my friend to get mad and my best friend to go away from me and all sort of stuff. But you think about that 6 million people. Aren't we be more public-minded? If we don't do this type of stuff in the scientific way, we're going to mess up the 6 million people. We're going to mess up Wing Chun. We're going to mess up traditional Chinese martial arts, and you have nothing left. We know it already. Okay? So, I'd like to share with you here what is the Xing Qi to DanTian, so that you be able to really clearly know what exactly it is. No guessing. We cannot afford guessing works. Okay? So this page, you can freeze it here, or you can get it in the slide under this video, this page. Okay? So this page is the Xing Qi to DanTian, or 2C mapped into sports science. Okay? Now, the first thing we need to know is that with the Wing Chun inception, I map the ancient Chinese training of the Wing Chun and the common denominator into sports science. Okay, so that way we are quantized, we know scientifically each steps and the sequence, and we can measure it. And that's why we be able to measure it. Okay, and then we know how is that relative to if you want to have the real fight. What does it mean? Where is it in the map? Okay, and we know exactly Xing Qi to DanTian, as described in the Wing Chun matrix, is here, which is the 2C state. Okay, there's a 2C state in this map. Okay, now, so that is just natural lower abs breathing. And we need to understand a few things here, really critical. The first thing is that the Xing Qi DanTian is at this state. Okay? It is not as what people think that, oh, if you get that, then you get magic. You can have all the energy and the jing, the chi, and whatever hell, like the Superman. You don't. And you don't have to have that the magic of, say, if you come study with Hendrik and Hendrik can activate your chi, and then suddenly you have this internal power, mind power, and all kinds of power. No, that is not what it is. It's just simply the natural lower abs breathing. Okay, so there's Xing Qi to DanTian is natural lower abs breathing. Now, if you have that development of natural lower abs breathing, which is I name it as 2C, as clearly described in the Wing Chun Matrix book and using tools to develop it. We can actually know the heart rate zone of how is the Xing Qi to DanTian reside in, okay, the heart rate zone. Now, for those who want to have a taste of the Xing Qi to DanTian, simply go watch this my video on the you can learn the real Wing Chun Qigong and power up your Xu Lim Tao in a few minutes here. That's this video. Okay, so you can have a taste. You just need to spend half an hour to watch this video and then following the instruction. And then you can have a taste within 10 minutes. Okay, again, follow my instruction step by step. Don't just follow one step and the rest is what you think. You're not gonna get there. Okay, so this is how it is. You can have the taste in the Wing Chun Matrix. You can have exactly know what to do, the process, and then in here you'll be able to know your heart rate zone scientifically, which you can measure. And over here you can see the improvement of your heart rate variability or the improvement of calmness, because the lower abs breathing, the deep lower abs breathing, natural deep lower abs breathing is going to improve one's calmness, which is you can check with the heart rate variability, which is related to the parasympathetic nervous system activation. Okay. On the other hand, it get into improvement of the VO2 max. And then if one keep training, one be able to improve the lactate threshold. And all of this can be tracked. Your VO2 max here. You can track your VO2 max. You can track your lactate threshold. Okay? And only after that, if you have a high lactate threshold, high VO2 max, then you can get into this fighting, the zone 4, zone 5 in the heart rate zone. Okay? Now, so we know Xing Qi to DanTian is only over here. It is a beginning. It's not that difficult at all. Okay? And it can be tracked scientifically. One do not want to jump from here to get into here, thinking, oh, if one get here, one can do everything here. Well, that's a disaster. Okay? And not to mention, well, since it can be checked with your heart rate variability and the VO2 max, do you have the number? Do you have the number? You really go check it? Like this thing? So this is whatever scientifically, whatever can be done. If you have a practice the 星期度丹田, it will improve. It is one element to improve the VO2 max because you can get into the natural lower abs breathing. So that's what it is, okay? Now, the reality of fighting. Let me show you the reality of fighting, okay? What type of strength one need to have. For example, this is the Tony's training. This is Tony's training. Okay? So you have to have the breathing and the body mechanics. This is Zhang Weili's training. So you need to have the body condition and the body mechanics to do it. No way if we just know the term 星期度丹田, or you come to study with me, expect me to have this or activate the magic of a 修炼套 in you, be able to do that. Okay? In fact, we need to know. Even when we get older, as we aging, okay, the heart become less powerful due to aging process. The heart, our heart, okay, as a result, for the older martial artists, it need to beat at a faster rate to pump the equivalent volume of blood, which is known in the sports science as the cardiac output, when compared with the young martial artists when we do the same thing, okay? And then also with aging, maximum heart rate decrease and the heart rate required to sustain the cardiac output increases. So it tells you even our heart, when we get aging, it is like a older engine. It no longer running as when we are young. 星期度丹田 sure will help you have the better VO2 max. But we are not going to see, doing things like just now the Tony do or Zhang Weili do in the video. Okay, we are not going to do that. Why? Because we simply get older, and 星期度丹田 is just here. 星期度丹田 is just here. So it improve the VO2 max. Okay, it can improve your heart rate variability, your heart rate zone handling, but it's not here. Okay, you still have the lactic threshold and all kinds of training go up there. So over here, if I'm 60 years old, I have this high VO2 max, doesn't mean that I can do things here. Okay, it's just human. So we have to be this clear. We have to be this clear. Forget about those Chinese story about, oh, we go 站桩 and then we can 星期度丹田. People touch us, they're going to fly. Forget about that. In the human world, that never exists. Never exists. That's why I just show you the Tony's training and the Zhang Weili's training. How many strike every second, every minute it can be? How many pounds? What is the endurance? In fighting, it is what? It is speed, endurance, and your strength, your force. And 星期度丹田 is just a really basic stuff which can improve all of those. Improve the speed, improve the strength, and improve the endurance, which you can check it with your heart rate variability and the VO2 max. Okay, So we need to be clear, and that's the reason why I wrote all these books, to just map the ancient into here, into sport science. Then everybody can know what it is. No misleading. No, it's clear. Okay, no magic, no myth. Because it have to be based on sport science. In here, to show the what is 2C, how to get there, and also very important thing is this is the momentum handling, the biomechanic handles. You know, this area of the body, this area of body, this area of body, this area of body. If that is not conditioned and unknown, one cannot handle one's body properly, even with a low speed. One don't even know their parts of the body. Okay? And what does Wing Chun Basic and Art and Science? The 6 core element, which is the common denominator of the ancient Chinese martial arts, or Qigong, or meditations, is listed up here, or healing art. So if we don't know this, if we don't know, have a big picture and the details, like the English 101 or Psychology 101 or Physics 101, these are just those 101 books. If we don't have this, what are we doing? So the message I'm sharing with you today, if you just jump from the beginning to now, is that let's place the Xing Qi to DanTian to its proper positions. It is just a basic stuff. If we do not know that basic stuff, we do not know how to do it, how to measure it today with our sports science variable, and to train it, to see how we improve, or the method we train is proper, then we really don't know what it is. And we don't want the equivalent to fighting, as what I showed you just now, okay? So it is time to drop those. As soon as I'm saying that it is internal, then it seems like I have some kind of magic power. You might pay me 10,000 euros every month to stay with me to get that magic. Well, you can't do that, because there's no such thing exists. So this is to share with you.